What up, what up, what up? What it is, what it do? You back again with the fellas from the 22 Twos. We are in the building. Hit y'all with some dope content.
Look alive, Sean.
Before we get started, don't forget, like, click, subscribe, follow, share, all the good stuff. You in here with your boy, Mr. Smooth. He keeps us in check. You
check, mic check, 1 2 1.
You got the DB dude, Mr. D. Steven himself. And you got the friggin' Superman of the friggin' player advocacy.
Clark.
Superman of the player advocacy, Mr. Clark Kent. And of course, as always, it's your boy, Mr. Maneuvers. We're gonna go ahead and get into it real quick. But before we get started, we would be remiss if we didn't mention the passing of a legend, an all-time great 24 All-Star team, two-time NL MVP, top 15 in runs, home runs, RBIs, hits. You know what I'm saying? And
19 World Series champion.
On top of all of that,
12 golden gloves.
Atop all that, 12 gold gloves, world champion, the greatest catch in Major League Baseball
history.
And the godfather of the number one man on the home run list, Barry Bonds. I'm talking about none other than the late, great Willie Mays. Rest in peace to the Say Hey Kid. You will always be remembered. Your greatness will be hard to be matched. So quick moment of silence for Mr. Willie Mays. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Mr. Smooth, go ahead and kick us off.
Take it off.
Yes, sir. So kicking us off on another note, fellas, the Boston Celtics did it. We did it.
That shit was so whack.
Yo,
that was
Tatum
he was trying to be Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, the worst.
He recreated every meme we done seen for like the past 10 years. Like, I wonder what they was gonna say if we didn't do it.
What we do now? What you gonna do now?
We'll never know.
Bro, like, yo, look, why are you talking, bro? You got the greatest hair. You beat Paul George for the greatest hairline in the NBA. Like you have nothing bad to say about your life, bro. Just
they got another man pouring champagne in his mouth. Pause. Like, what's up with that, bro?
Come on, man.
Listen, man, that's gonna happen. So the Boston Celtics closed the deal, sealed the deal in Game 5 at home after that 38-point rout in Game 4. Everybody was spooky and it was all scary hours, and maybe the Mavs figured something out, and Tim Hardaway came in garbage time and hit 5 threes, and you gotta cut off the head of the snake and you don't want to give them life, but the Boston Celtics said And just as they did all season, Jayson Tatum led them in points, rebounds, and assists, but it was a complete team effort. Jaylen Brown taking on the primary assignment of guarding Luka Doncic. Drew Holiday literally out there doing whatever you need. You need me to bring the ball up? Cool. You need me to set a screen? Cool. You need me to go get 11 rebounds in the closeout game? Cool. I'm a guard Luka. I'm a guard Kyrie. I'm going to do it all. Derek White, timely threes, time and time again. Of course, we've seen Porzingis wasn't moving laterally the same way he was through the first 2 games, but he had a solid defensive impact, deterring those Dallas Mavericks from trying to get to the rim. Everybody contributed. Congrats and salute to the Boston Celtics. I believe their final record on the season was like 80 and like 20. Essentially, 80 games won throughout the season. They dominated all season, had the best record in the league. 2 losses in the
postseason, right? 2. Was it 2 or 3?
Three. Yep, 3 losses. Swept Indiana, 1 loss to Cleveland, 1 loss to Miami, 1 loss to Dallas. So, listen, you can't talk about, as much as we spoke about this team as potentially not getting it done, and I am on record calling them the most unserious team after they lost Game 2 at home to Miami without Jimmy Butler, because we thought maybe we'd see that old Celtic situation again where they kind of let up. They're more talented than their opponent, but they don't show that they got that dog in them. But they showed it last night. The series is now over. Luka Doncic is getting a ton of shit on like every platform for being a detriment.
The new generation's Carmelo Anthony, bro.
We not about to do that. Like, listen, Luka's 25.
No.
His first finals appearance. Like, we not about to do that. We definitely not gonna disrespect Melo like that. But that's another discussion for another day. But fellas, talk to me about Boston closing it. I know a lot of the discussion is about Jaylen Brown winning MVP and who's actually better, who's more aggressive, who's got that dog in him. But that tandem seems like they would have been fine splitting that trophy. They didn't care. They just wanted to win. The talk over all the past couple of seasons, they got here. They lost to Golden State. They lost to Miami in the conference finals last year. And it was just like, is this team ever going to get it done? There were talks about breaking up Brown and Tatum, and they actually got it done. It seems like, once you get that monkey off your back, now this duo is here to stay, and they're going to try to continue building around them to make this a championship run. So the question I want to ask, and I'll go to Sean first. Are we likely to see the Boston Celtics repeat next year?
At this point, yeah, you have to say that. The Boston Celtics, at the beginning of the season, they were a team with roles defined, right? You have guys that are in positions to be able to allow Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown to do what they do best. Jayson Tatum being your all-around player, do everything, rebound, shoot, set the table for guys, you know what I'm saying? Drew Holiday, play great defense, be a utility player. The same with Jaylen Brown. He's a scorer. He's somebody who's going to get buckets. He's your all, and those guys played great. But here's the tale of the game, right? In that finals matchup, 22-4 run in the last 2 minutes of the first and the second quarter. It just completely blew the game out of the water, right? Like after that, the game was never in doubt. You know what I mean? It was just smooth sailing from there. And we have to talk about Luka Doncic's performance because everybody's pointing to Kyrie Irving. Oh, he's returning back to Boston. His performance wasn't up to par, wasn't up to snuff. But you're talking about the superstar of this Dallas Mavericks team. Yeah, he scored buckets, but he also had 7 turnovers. He had lack of effort on defense. He wasn't in position to be able to make plays to help his teammates who were scrambling, trying to make second and third efforts on defense. And you see him laying on the parquet in certain situations where he can get up and make a hustle play. So I feel like Dallas had an opportunity, especially in the beginning of the game. They let it slip away, a couple of turnovers. There was I remember in the group chat, we just kind of conversated and said, look at that 8-point swing that turned into an opportunity where they're able to tie the game. Right. And they just kind of let it slip between their fingers because of, simple effort plays or simple in basketball IQ plays that they failed to execute on. Kyrie Irving, I'm super disappointed in his performance because this was his opportunity to play the bad guy role and walk into Boston and give us the performance that we were looking for. It just didn't happen. But I was really proud of the way that he carried himself in a loss, the way that he ingratiated himself to his teammates. He made sure and greeted everyone on the staff, including his teammates, walking off the floor.
It's a different Kyrie, man. It's a humbled Kyrie.
I say it. Yes, it is. And, I respect that, but I feel like Dallas could have stole one if they wanted to, if they played a cleaner brand of basketball, and it all started with Luka Doncic. And I feel like his performance was not what we were expecting from a player of his caliber in a possible closeout game. And, he needs to be put on trial. As much as we praise that man and put him up on a pedestal and say he's one of the top 10 players in the NBA, he deserves the same criticism. But I honestly, when I watch sports media shows and I watch these daytime sports shows, I don't see it. So I'll be the first to say that he's the man that needs to be criticized in this situation. Injuries or not, you're on the floor, you got to play better. 7 turnovers in a closeout game is not going to cut it. Not getting to the free throw line is not going to cut it. Not showing defensive intensity is not going to cut it. You look bored, Mr. Maneuvers. I hope I'm not boring you. All right? So that's my piece on the situation. I felt like Boston did what they had to do. They had the pieces. They had their team. Everyone had their role and everyone played their part. And, shouts to Jaylen Brown winning that MVP. Huge accomplishment for him with no All-NBA selection. The first Finals MVP with no All-NBA selection. So that's quite an accomplishment. I mean, I'm sure that's all that matters to him. I mean, the money would be nice, but that's all that matters to him. But
he's getting it.
Yeah, he's got like a $700 million contract.
Yeah, but who wouldn't want a little extra bread for making an All-NBA team outside of getting an All MVP
he made it when it mattered, because making it last year is what got him
the contract. I'm not saying that making it last year wasn't the reason why he got paid.
He's going to Disney World, Sean. He's going to be on the parade tomorrow on Main Street, USA. He'll be good.
Listen to me. He did mention that he did not give a damn about not making the team this year because he was concentrating on winning an NBA final, and he got there. But his performance on the court the entire season, he most definitely could have earned the All-NBA honors. But again, that's another conversation. Would you remove blah, blah, blah. But shout out to the Boston Celtics. But I'll let somebody else talk on that.
So, Darnell, I'm going to push back on Sean real quick. And
big time.
No Diddy. But I'm going to push back on his... I'm going to push back on his sentiments and kind of kick it to you for this reason. Yes, could Doncic have played better? Absolutely. Luka is the primary reason the Dallas Mavericks made the finals in the first place. When you make it to the finals, a lot of the flaws of your team gets exposed, right? Luka can't be out there getting 35, 12, and 11, defending the other team's best player and throwing lobs to himself. Where was Daniel Gafford on the road? Where was PJ Washington on the road? Where was Derek Lively on the road? Where was Dante Exum on the road? Where was Kyrie Irving?
I give Derek Lively a pass.
You could give him a pass because he's a rookie. Yeah, but you can give him a pass because he's a rookie. But
not PJ Washington. PJ Washington went 2 for 7. He played terrible.
But go ahead.
We're asking Luka essentially to be otherworldly and do the same things he's been doing in the regular season against a team that outmatched his team. Like this wasn't the Minnesota Timberwolves. This wasn't the young OKC Thunder. This wasn't the Kawhi-less Los Angeles Clippers. This was the Boston Celtics, who won 60-plus games this season and dominated. So, Darnell, question for you. Accurate criticism of Luka, or are we over-criticizing him?
I don't think it's about over-criticizing Luka. I think when we did it with Giannis, we did it with Joker, when they got to that pinnacle, to that point. And if you're going to be the best player in the world, you're going to get criticized like that. Plain and simple.
As you should. Now, LeBron James, for how many years has gone, not to steal your thunder, but how many years LeBron James been going through it? Like, it's you gotta wear that.
You let the man talk though.
But the big issue I see with this Mavericks team is getting back to like dribble. Maybe Luka does something. Maybe we do a lob. Maybe we do an isolation for Kyrie. And I'll be honest, I'm really shocked. And okay, you know what? Let me shelve Mavericks first. I gotta commend and say, look, the Boston Celtics this whole season have been the most dominant team in basketball, hands down. MVP of that team is Drew Holiday. I don't care what anybody says. He was the glue that actually put that team and set them up, because he took away the best option whenever he could. He could play from – that guy could defend from 1 to almost 4, bro. You got to say that about him. So I'll say I'm going to commend the Boston Celtics for what they did before I go on my Dallas. Because I said the best story is usually in the winner or the loser's locker room, so we're going to go there. So with Luka, I think we're getting to this point with Luka. It's almost as if we have Luka fatigue. It's like, hey, we know you could do all of those things, Luka. As you said, 35, 15, and 12. We know you could do these things. What's missing? There's something missing.
I can tell you what.
Can I talk? Or you gonna jump in? Number one, I do believe.
What I gotta say is clickbait, though.
Everybody shitting on your take.
No, I was gonna say what I believe. I do think Luka needs to really start think about his conditioning, because you said if you're doing 35, 15, and 12, yes, that's very true, bro. Because you know what? In order to become that best player and take your team to the next level, you have to be conditioned. Joker will realize that.
No, I think that's a cop-out because he's been playing championship basketball since he's 16 years old.
Yeah, but okay, but it's different now. Okay?
Here is the answer.
Michael Jordan was the perfect epitome of this story. He was Michael Jordan. And LeBron.
Yeah, but, what year did they win?
Year
8?
Yeah.
Can I tell you?
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we accurately depict that.
But all I'm saying is right now, as I said, for the Mavericks, he's gonna get it. You know, he's gonna get the criticism, and also as well, no Diddy. Jason Kidd, you know, I feel like his coaching plan does need to be modified, you know, a lot. But then again, this team is also this team came together mid-season. You gotta be honest. They came together mid-season. So you know what? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
The hell out them boys.
No. What I'm going to say is the benefit of the doubt that he took them right now mid-season. He took the team mid-season and he got them where they're at now.
I'm going to listen. Don't ask me no questions. I'm just going to.
I ask you no questions. Don't tell me no lies.
Go ahead. Give us the hot take.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're talking about the Dallas Mavericks. Optimal word there is Dallas. Is Luka the NBA's version of Dak? That's what it is. Luka is Dak.
Nah.
Is that? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Luka Dak.
No, we have never talked about Dak being one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, bro.
Luka just won 3 rounds and got to the finals.
No,
Dak has how many?
I have never said Dak Prescott is the top 3 quarterback in the NFL.
I can't sit here and say,
I can't let you get away with that.
This is y'all narrative.
That's Frost, bro.
That
is a terrible.
He put up great numbers.
That is the worst clickbait.
Wait a second.
That is the worst clickbait.
Let me say something. We're talking about 2 teams in Dallas. We're talking about their number 1 player, the face of the franchise, puts up the numbers to get them where you expect them to be, and then in that moment doesn't deliver how you expect.
Because Dallas had Super Bowl aspirations and they had Super Bowl rosters that didn't make it there. Luka gets a semblance of a team and made the finals. You can't do it.
If Luka lost in January they got that team.
If Luka lost in the first round, I'll let you get away with that. But not in the finals, B.
It's Dallas. Luka and Dak, same. They're in the same house.
Nah, they're not even in the same stratosphere. Luka made it to the NBA Finals. Dak can't even get to a championship.
He made it to the NBA Finals, but I mean, let's be honest. Like, he made it to the NBA Finals.
Has Dak even made the conference finals?
No. I'm not saying.
When.
Dak hasn't made a conference.
Not a conference finals.
I'm not saying divisional. I'm not saying
divisional.
I'm not saying where they've reached in a playoff run. I'm saying, based on what y'all said, what he did in the regular season and all the things he did.
But he won in the playoffs too.
He didn't deliver in the moment that you needed him to deliver.
No.
And let's be honest. Let's be honest.
No.
Again, something that y'all
rock with that one.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Again, something that you all said was they played what? The Kawhi-less Clippers, a young OKC team, and a Minnesota team that just went 7 games against
but they just
defending
won.
champions and had the best defense in the league.
They beat them in 6.
And they looked tired. They potentially had an easier draw.
They just played out of their seats, bro. They played Anderson. No, you tripping, bro.
What?
I'm saying they potentially.
I usually agree with
They beat the top 3 seeds, bro. The top 3 seeds.
DB, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing right now. You
What
hot
am I
taking
doing?
right now, right?
I'm not hot taking.
Because yeah, you
I'm
hot
giving
taking
my
right
take.
now.
I'm giving my take.
Luka and Dak is wild.
Luka,
Yeah,
Dallas.
you hot taking right
They
now,
both
bro.
they
And
both
it's
playing
cool.
Dallas.
This is for clicks. I get it.
They both playing Dallas.
I ain't
Luka and
never.
Dak. They probably go to
Never,
dinner
man.
together. And talk about,
You
you know
tripping.
what I'm saying, how the media is always, you know what I'm saying, bigging them up when things go great and talking
tripping,
about
man.
them bad when, you know, the rest of their team don't show up and help them when they need the help and the big moment.
You tripping, bro.
Yeah, come on, man.
Unbelievable.
And
Hey,
And
shout out to Derek White's barber for finally cutting that hair off, man.
well,
He
Derek
cut the hair off, and
Derek
that
White
three
need
ball was
That 3-ball was crazy.
Derek
this
White
man
need an
cut-
orthodontist now.
Oh yeah,
Facts.
shout out to his barber, man.
Hey, and she did him dirty. Can we see that beautiful smile?
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to his barber for telling him like, hey Derek, I think that man can't do it, brother.
Hey, but listen, man. Jack and Luka, best buddy.